up, everybody? I'm giddy. I didn't know I'd feel this way. It's been a couple weeks since we've streamed. I'm sick, very sick. Sick and not sick enough to not stream, but I've been taken by the night terrors. I've been coughing all night. Who knew? Who knew about post-nasal drip? That just sucks. Hello, little human friends. Hi. Dragon, 1C dragon, big boy. Yeah, we're getting big. What do you want to keep that mustache going, bro? Yeah, wait, one day is gonna be full. It's gonna go down to the. So what we doing? I don't even know. Let me know if I keep bumping this mic, because that seems to be happening quite often. So I have an ad. Interesting. I think I just made like a cent, maybe, if that. What's up, twin? What's up? It's been a minute, huh? So we're going to draw, obviously, but I am feeling pretty, to be honest, I haven't been drawing that much. I've been focusing on this workshop coming up, trying to figure out how I teach it and trying not to feel like an imposter in teaching anything. But haven't been drawing that much, which is something I want to remedy and get back into the vibe of drawing. We're going to do that by getting some inspiration, looking at some art, and just reminding ourselves how you can draw anything, honestly. I mean, there's any number of things someone can draw. So let's just look, and weirdly, just looking at like artists' work is a way to improve. It's one of the lowest ROI ways of improving, but if you look at enough art, you'll just remember shorthands and digest ways of doing things. Humans are like built to learn from seeing, so maybe doom scrolling on Instagram isn't the biggest waste of time. I'm just looking around, not doing too much, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I want to draw some fun stuff. Mostly when I'm looking at this Kim Jung Gi stuff, you learn a lot about simplification looking at his, like, this is anatomy, this is complex, but you wouldn't think you can just simplify the entire back to one simple line. He's just having fun, man. He's having fun. He's just like a master piano playing the keys, warming up. That's another reason I want to just keep drawing, is because when you only draw once in a while, every single drawing session you treat preciously, and you start thinking about really, hey, mannequin, you start thinking about trying to make the best thing. But if you draw all the time, what's another bad drawing, right? So I was filling out tons of sketchbooks last year, but I've slowed down a little bit this year. So we want to get back into that. You got this. Don't be shy. Thanks. Don't be dog. I don't know what that means. Oh, I'm trying to study human body, but I'm shy about women body. Oh, me too. I have a specific book because I feel weird. Sometimes I draw in cafes and people will walk up and be like, what are you drawing? And I just open it and it's just naked girls, and I feel really weird doing that. So I have a separate book for it. Which is almost weirder, because it's like, if someone finds that book, they'll be like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? But to balance it out, I mean, I draw a ton of muscular dudes, and you know, you're going to get allegations one way or the other. That's so cool. Just simple. Horses are hard, man. I've drawn so many horses and I still don't know anything about horses. He's gotten the exaggerated shape of every animal down. Like, a wolf is always going to have a very triangular prism or a diamond shaped head. A horse is always going to have this sort of blocky look to it, and the pig's always going to be super round. Finding the simple shape it looks simple because it's a simple shape, but it's like the most complex. You have to go through all the complications in order to find the simple lines that will suffice. you suggest a drawing plan idea? I already have a video on the drawing plans, minimalist drawing plan. I can come up with other ones. I look like Kenzo from Life Drawing. I do, low-key. High-key, actually. Do you recommend practicing dynamic sketching? Yeah, of course. Wow, look at that dragon. All right, I don't know what I want to do today, but I think I'm going to start with trying to render some anatomy. I don't hate that. I don't know if this is going to be like a nice piece. Let's just draw and not worry too much about making good art yet, because that's a good way to not make good art. Let me know if you guys have questions. I'm going to start by drawing heads. I think I put pressure on myself to try to make the best drawing I've done on stream so far every time, and that's just a quick path to sort of suffocating my own artistic experimentation and stuff. So I'm just going to try to come up with fun shapes and stay loose. I want to watch the new episode of The Trojan Horse Was a Unicorn. They just posted one of the Instagram artist Oinag, who learned directly from Kim Jung Gi, who can draw like it's nobody's business. Haven't gotten a chance to watch that yet, but I want to. Yeah, so the workshop is actually happening. I've been pretty scared, but I've been working with like a coach to help me actually get it done. That same thing happens with anytime I make a project. I'm like, bro, I don't think I can do this. And so you gotta get accountability, externalize the accountability. And yeah, so the workshop is happening. Just get YouTube Premium Brutal. Yeah, I mean, I got it. I brain rot enough. I don't want to watch all these ads. People, I keep getting comments about people hating the ads like it's my fault. But just so you guys know, I don't have a choice on when they show you ads. Interestingly enough, they show ads more or less depending on your specific tolerance for ads. So if you're someone who, I suspect that if you close YouTube every time you watch an ad, every time an ad pops up, you'll start getting less because you're telling YouTube you will not tolerate seeing ads. So, yeah, something I wouldn't have known unless I was making videos on this side, but I don't control the ads. I turn ads on because if the video is not monetized, then well, yeah, I turn monetization on so I can make some moolah from these, except on these streams. It's pretty marginal. Interestingly, that was supposed to be a nose, but that could just be the back eye. Tom Fox always talks about realistic drawings actually show you less than you think you'll see. And that's true. Like some angles, you don't see anything about the person, and it's a hard habit to get, but it gives your drawings a sense of like sophistication if you choose to hide information, not show as much as you would like. I really like Kim Jung Gi's like 2011 type drawings where they're mostly ballpoint. Early works of his before brush pen, because it's a bit easier to see what he's thinking about when he uses the ballpoint. I'm trying to focus a bit more on thinking a bit less as I'm doing everything. Thinking has served me pretty well, like overthinking, but at this point, I think it gets in my way from making stuff, and ultimately, making is you're gonna learn more from making than thinking about making. So when it comes to the streams, it's just draw. It doesn't need to be a drawing from imagination every time. Just draw. When I'm making videos, I don't need to be making one video every 2 weeks. I could make a video every week if I got out of my own way and just let myself, like I have a bunch of ideas for videos that aren't just tutorials. And I go, well, I want to make sure the quality of my videos all are like maintained, and I don't want to make entertainment videos. But I know there's a certain percentage of people who maybe just like to watch me draw something creative rather than purely tutorials. And even if that's not true, I could try. I could test that belief out. Yeah, I'm just trying to be okay with not I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sick and I'm not locked in. I can't lie, guys. Hi, Crazy John Madhouse. I've been drawing 6 to 8 hours a day on 15, so I have a lot of free time. People say it's too much. Should I keep going or lower it? Dude, keep drawing. I mean, who's saying it's too much? Is it your family who's like begging for you to hang out with them, or Novies? Yeah, I think if I'm not tripping, I follow you, I think. Keep drawing. Don't let people get in your way. You're 15, you draw a lot. Keep doing that. You won't regret it. Something I'm trying to work on is story posing, where I'm trying to avoid boring poses with my characters. Another thing Tom Fox draws is a legend, bro. He's so cool. Another thing he mentioned is, yeah, making sure that just because you can draw from imagination doesn't mean you can make a fun drawing. That takes a specific skill, which is creating story in your drawings and your poses and your camera work. One good way of doing that I've found is just move the eyes away from dead center. Like this looks not dead, but it looks like unanimated. But if you draw your character looking somewhere, even if it's a neutral face, at least it seems like there's a conscious thought happening under the head. How important do you think art school actually is? I don't think it's very important. If you get down to it, the most important thing is having the commitment and persistence to put yourself out there as an artist. I think art is, I actually wonder all the time, like, how are people making money doing this? Because I'm able to do it right now, and I still don't understand what I would have done if I didn't get lucky and get to do YouTube. The thing is, you have to juggle a lot of different things as an artist. You're a salesperson, you're a storyteller, you're a technician. You'll learn the most by just trying to put yourself out there and learning and trying to make connections. And I don't think art school emphasizes that. At least my experience with it wasn't emphasized that much. Art school basically was just an overpriced tutorial thing. That said, connections are what you're really paying for. You basically, think of it like a private clubhouse. I mean, what's the value of moving to New York City? Is it the tiny bedrooms, or is it the fact that there's basically you're getting exposure to an elite group of people? That's what the cost of art school is. It's clubhouses, dude. He draws for a good 8 to 9 hours every day. Wow. Ooh, cool, John. That's so awesome. I'm thinking of getting my first tattoo soon. So I also have a very hard time making like actual good posing. So let's see what I can do to remedy that. Start with the basic structure. I gotta figure out. My brother needs to get let in. I don't know where he is. This is a tiny person. I want to draw the one clip I did see from the Oinag video is him saying Kim Jung Gi used to draw people holding stuff a lot, and I don't do that because I'm just avoiding it, so I gotta consciously try to figure out how to do that. We'll start with this. I don't know what this pose is, but let's see. What is this expression he's doing? What could he be holding? I don't practice people holding stuff very much. Let's take a look at how Kim Jung Gi would do that. See what kind of things can be held. It's weird how you don't know anything until you choose to observe it. Like that's so, I see people I hold stuff. Could you turn up the volume a little bit? I can turn up the volume. Bam. Can you hear me better now? Boom. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think about how hands work until you study it, which is weird because we see it all the time. I find it weird that we don't know how to draw, considering we see stuff all the time. Joseph, what's up, man? How you doing? Was it your birthday soon? Birthday earlier? I think I saw it on Instagram. If so, happy birthday. Zalinky, what's up? Wow, we got, damn, legends just enter at the same time, huh? You're always live when I'm not at home. Oh no. Damn. Yeah, live on a Friday night's not a good time, to be honest. Alright, so I don't know what we're drawing. Every time better artists come in, I get nervous. I'm like, now this looks goofy as hell. Okay. Okay. But I always find a way to specifically get the feet out of the shot, so I'm going to try not to do that. I'm also going to try to maintain my perspective here. Let me know if I'm breathing into the mic. Yeah, turn the volume up. March 20th. Hey, happy birthday, man. Which sketch collection? That was 2016, I think. 2016. 2016, yeah. Haven't drawn in a while. So Why the head is too big. I don't know. I made the head pretty huge. We'll see what we can. I'm not going to try to make it smaller, but still trying to figure out what he's holding. I've also been trying to be a bit more aware of clothing recently. So we'll see what we can do about that. Clothes are hard, man. Okay, that's not a bad start. It kind of looks real. Okay, but what is he holding? He doesn't need to be holding anything per se. He could just be walking with a nice little strut. I need some of the later ones. I only own 2013 and Amphalos. Naturally, of course, you gotta get Amphalos. Maybe he's holding a hot coffee. Maybe. You know, here's how you gotta figure it out. You gotta hit the pose. Boom. It's almost like. What could he be holding? What could he be holding? I'm gonna try a gun. I have no creativity. And hands, surprisingly, I've been liking seeing hands that don't get bigger past the wrist. They just like taper in. I don't know where I saw that, but kind of a cool. Okay, that's kind of lame. And I put it at an angle that the gun now would not make sense. So, what are we doing here? We're not locked in, guys. We're not going to put too much pressure on this. Like I said, we're just. Well, there's no reason I don't need to put pressure on this. I just don't need to put pressure on it. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's a cop out. It's a warm up. But whatever. It doesn't matter if it's warm up or not. I just don't need to be worried. What are we talking about here? I do want to simplify my line though. If one line can do the trick, why are we putting down 3? So I'm going to try to think about the silhouette first. That I never do the back leg properly. He's walking this way. Hand like this, that's a crazy pose, bro. It's possible that I ain't gonna overthink this. I'm just gonna. It doesn't always need to be a good drawing day, guys. Wow, it's Zephtross. It is Zephtross. Got a legend in the chat. Try some exercises because of our back. I don't think I'd actually see that. I don't think I'd actually see that either. I don't know I drew that line. Dress shirt and the short shorts. Lovely combo. Joshua, you 92 with the $5. Lovely. That's how you ask a question. Appreciate that, man. Hey, do you have any tips for forearms? I'm trying to break it down in simple forms to connect to the upper arm, but struggling. Let's try. Let's see what simple tips for forearms. Shoot. Okay, let's see. I gotta answer this because for $5, I'll answer anything. Let's see. Tips for forearms. Well, I don't know much about a forearm, to be real with you, but the way I think about drawing forearms, I mean, you're going to get this drumstick shape, that's for sure. It's the same movement as a calf muscle is going to be. So you're going to have the bone and then the muscle mass attached at the top, which gives you this like chicken drumstick shape. But there's one important part of a forearm, which is this connection to the arm, and you get this. I don't know what this is called. Maybe the brachioradialis. I don't know. But you have this bump, which you can. Let's see. Hey, are we gonna get a flex on camera? Let's see. You have this. You see? I mean, I don't know. I don't really got it. That bump. You see that bump? Yeah. You see, if you flex it, you get this bump right here. That I don't know what it does, but it exists. So let's see. So when I'm drawing forearms, you're gonna start with your just basic cylinder. This is the direction of your forearm, and this is the shoulder, the elbow. These are the bones, right? Here you have your hand. That's the bone, and on top of that, all the bones of the forearm have to attach somewhere onto the bone of all the muscles from the forearm connect the bone of the ulna or the forearm to the elbow. So your muscles are going to go across these two bones. They have to in order to push the arm. So the main one is going to be this let's just call it the brachioradialis. I don't know if it is. That bump there. And then just, I don't know what these are here, but you just widen it a little bit like that. And the important thing you want to maintain is this space is going to be just bone. And so when you're drawing the forearm in some views, you're going to leave the elbow. This is the elbow bone, right? And then you can have your forearm muscle on either side of that. But this area is a muscle here. This other area is a muscle here. But you maintain that space for the for the bone to stick out. Let's see how that looks in some other views. Yeah, so you're going to see the main pattern you're going to see with the forearm is a widening at the not the base of the forearm, but the side closer to the elbow, as well as this bridge section that connects the forearm muscle to the bicep muscle. So let's see a different view. So even in this view here, this muscle sort of extends out of the bone. Let's say this is the bone here. We can do something like this. We have the bone, we have the muscle group, and then the elbow sticks out, and it doesn't have bone on it, obviously. And then the bicep. But I don't know how helpful this is, but one thing you can think about is that once you learn how to draw a forearm, you already know how to draw a calf, basically, because it serves the same function, except in reverse. So, whereas this right here can be thought of as the forearm, and the wrist, and then the elbow, like this, and then the bicep, it's actually, to the calf, it's like this, where you have the, instead of a bicep, it's the quad. Instead of the elbow, it's the knee. Instead of the forearm muscle, it's the calf muscle. Same bone. And instead of the wrist turning inward this way, you have the foot, which flexes like this. So these muscles sort of are the same as the leg muscles going the other way. Anywho, let's draw some more faces. I noticed that's something Kim Jung Gi would start from the hands and then make something up from there. That's what Tom Fox has been saying, is to draw the pose of the hands first. I think I should do that. I think that would help. Hey, Viggy, what up? Knowledge of anatomy is so impressive. Thanks. It's not, but or it is, and then Zeph draws and Zelinski's ones are going to be super impressive if you thought that was impressive. I want to practice anatomy more. Back anatomy is something I struggle with a lot. So is leg anatomy. I might do this on stream. Yeah, I'm kind of sick. I just wanted to draw. It's a Friday night and I'm not going out, so I gotta socialize somehow. What better way than talk to a wall of words? Of course, Josh. Draw with a non-dominant hand. All right, but let's see. I've practiced my non-dominant hand a little bit. Enough that I think it can be impressive, the quality of the drawing at the very least. Not saying it'll be good, just saying I have relatively solid control with my non-dominant hand. I think my brother's home. Okay, new head. Has drawing worked for you as a form of therapy? Yeah. If I feel anxious or something, it'll either be because I know I haven't drawn in a while, or drawing will help me, like, it calms me down. Because, yeah, you can kind of just, if you're feeling like, if you're dysregulated or something and you just draw for long enough, you'll just calm down. Hatching with a straight line is the hardest part. Yeah, the hatching is tough. I draw like I'm looking at the sun, but it's because I'm trying to like see if the, trying to zoom out. So that's the non-dominant hand. So I think that's fine. Do you like Katsuya Torato's work? Yeah. THU is doing a sketchbook series on the Super Annie artists. Love to hear that. What more? I want to practice some heads in unique angles. It's weird how much you have to do them for them to be natural. Like I've tried to do this for the better part of 2 years and it's still something that doesn't come easily. But you just slowly pick up. It's much better than it was 2 years ago, I'll say that much. But yeah, I mean, nothing comes easy. You don't just, it's weird. You don't remember anything that you don't force your brain to keep using over and over and over and over. And nobody can just be good at drawing without doing it an unreasonable amount. So much respect to anybody like in the THU videos, man. They put in the work, that's for sure. Wait, is that your not dominant hand? Sure, you're not ambidextrous. No, I dragons. That's for a different video. Hello. I what am I talking about? I practiced last year. I was trying to be ambidextrous, so I wrote in my book. Let me see. Let me show you something. Show you my ambidextrous practice if I can find it. Oh no, it was in a different book. It was in my mom's notebook, not mine. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not in this book. I did a bunch of like ambidextrous practice. I would guesstimate it was probably like, oh, drag. Oh, no. Hey, sometimes I get confused. Dragon. No, I was responding to Jelly Oi's comment. Jelly Oi in the chat. Everybody say hi. Just a very avid viewer. That's why. Cool viewer. Chill viewer. Hope they're doing well. What do you think is a good way to learn from drawing books? Copying? Yeah, copying is good. Camera is broke for sure. Let's see what we can do about that. Boom. I don't know why it does this, bro. That's my face cam. Bro, still. Here we go. What up, everybody? Let me fix this. Boom. There you go. Okay, we're back. All right, I'm feeling a bit more warmed up. It is always crazy. Like, I always forget. Hey, if you you will draw better at hour 3 than at hour 1. Duh, doy. But then every time I do draw for a few hours and it's better, I'm like, oh, huh. Look at that. Who knew? So in the meantime, let's just try stuff. Oh yeah, in terms of ambidextrous, like trying to draw with my other hand. Oh, I gotta let my brother in. Boom. Let's see. Boom. In terms of ambidextrousness, I'd probably practice on my other hand for 10 to 20 hours, I'd imagine. Second ago, that looked like a horse. That is a horse. Should be a horse. Or you're saying a second ago it looked like a horse and now it doesn't. I hope not, but. Ooh, batty horse. Horses have more top of head than I give them. The door's locked. Gotta let him in. Oh my god. Come in. I'm on screen, so. What? I thought you were with Marlon. Alright. I'm on screen. Alright. You can find Marlon. What? Hold on. Let's show you some chat. What? Yo, chat. We got some chicken. Guys. St. Hubert's. Who want to make this a mukbang? What? I've never had this. Rip camera. Oh, my camera's been gone. My bad. Oh, I've been talking this whole time. Boom. Oh, my bad. Boom. Guys, we got chicken. I didn't expect this. The real question is, stream or chicken? You know, I've never had chicken. Chicken's pretty good. Never had chicken. I want chicken. You guys think I can sneak in some food while I draw? I'm gonna do it. What? Thank you, Kate. What? You little dog, you.
It took forever to make food, man.
I know.
I sat there for 15 minutes waiting.
What the hell? Take your pick. Which one do you want?
I don't care. I have a slight preference for the Thai, but I don't know which one's which, so pick a box and we'll
Okay.
see what happens.
We'll try that. Cool.
It's a wrap.
I established it. Thanks. Cheers.
Oh, and that's yours too. I got 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bad. Thanks.
Enjoy.
Will do. Alright. Man, okay, turns out it's not chicken. It's a wrap. Alright. Let's draw. Let me know if you guys can hear my eating, otherwise, because I'm going to stop if you can. I don't like hearing that. Alright, what are we doing? What are we even doing here? Let's just keep drawing. New page. I know I'm wasting the page, but... I don't eat any food that supports... I don't know about St. Hubert's. I don't know what they support, but... I do like my fries. Okay, what are we even doing here? Let me draw some poses. Wow, he got me the whole cuisine. Okay. Try Antonio from Artwad. Yeah, you guys really like that. Oh my god, thanks. I'm going to try to keep these lines quick and easy. Boom. That's a girl with hair. And let's add some accessories. What kind of accessories? Let's add, boom, cowboy hat. Cowgirl hat. I don't know if that was drawn correctly, but we can fix it if it isn't. 10-gallon hat. One of these big ones. Boom. Boom. Okay, now that we have that, we can add a collar. Like that. Boom. What made you wear glasses? And how long have you been left-handed? The question isn't how long have you worn glasses. It's how long have you been left... I've been left-handed. I've been left-handed. What made you wear glasses? These are for blue light, so... Truthfully, they're not even prescription. These are because... Well, what made you wear glasses? My vision was bad. These ones are not. These are just for... because there's a giant light in my face here. Other than that, it's utility. When did you decide to be left-handed for attention? I was left-handed my whole life, but then I decided to make it a thing to get attention for by advertising it. I did not know there was like a thing. Every time I have to say I'm left-handed, the comments like say that explains why he's good at drawing. Like somehow left-handers have an advantage. Let me know if these mouth noises are grossing you out, because I'm super self-conscious about this right now. Hey, Clement Pierre. Wow. Good to see you again. It is unfortunate. I know it's not. I know it's pretty late in Europe right now. You know what they say about left-handed people, right? I don't. Do I want to know? What do they say about left-handed people, guys? Hey, there's some Form. Welcome to the stream, Form. It's been a minute since you showed your face here. I'm glad you feel welcome. I was wondering when it would show up. It's so interesting. It's like we all can see exactly what Kim Jung Gi is doing. Like you can look at a drawing and go, this line, this series of lines is exactly what I have to do if I want to create the same depth. And yet, thinking of that on your own is just like impossible. You can look at this and you can copy it. You can look at this and go like, this is what makes a drawing with depth. And you can copy it. The second it's gone, you're just like, what? How do you do that again? It's so weird. It's so odd. It's not like it's hidden from us. It's right there, and yet it's so hard to get to. But we got there in this one. I like that. We got some form. Nice gesture. All right, now the game is how long can we go before it goes, it goes away. Let's see here. So, what I'm going to use is silhouette. Silhouette will help me get the back here. So if I can, I don't know why I gave them overalls, but I'm imagining jeans, and then the legs are going to go back into a pair of boots like this. And so long as I don't make the legs go too far, that's kind of okay. You see, you'll know what I'm trying to go for. Like something like this. And then the boots look pretty big, I can't lie. But that can be okay. She could be wearing some big boots. I'm not opposed to that. It's going to be straight line here. Now okay. Ooh, this is walking a tightrope. Kind of, right? Did you say you had aphantasia? I did not say I have aphantasia. I think I have pretty vivid, like, imagining ability, I would reckon. Although, the whole aphantasia thing rubs me the wrong way, I can't lie. Because I don't know. I think a lot of people say that. I think more people think they have aphantasia than actually do, because I think people misunderstand how you draw from your imagination. And the analogy for this is, it's like me who doesn't play chess very well and who doesn't even know how to say rook to d3 blah blah blah, saying, oh, I can't think about playing 10 games in my head either. Magnus Carlsen must just have some XYZ thing. It's like pro chess players can play games in their heads without needing to look at the board. Do they have an amazing visual memory? I don't know. I think they've just played the game like more than most people have even done anything ever. So after like 20,000 hours, aphantasia or not, you just have a memory that is so vivid that you can play this stuff out in your head. So I don't know, but I also haven't seen a lot of people who've drawn for like 10,000 hours say that they yeah, people with aphantasia can still play blindfold chess. If that's true, then how can people not just, like, I think that if that's true, that the same thing applies to drawing. Like, I'm not thinking about this in my head. I don't know what that looks like in my head. I'm discovering it on paper. So aphantasia has nothing to do with it. Or I just don't know jack all about aphantasia, and I'm speaking about a thing that is being insensitive towards a skill I have. So I don't know. Not trying to get canceled here. It's weird because I don't really use visualizing too much at all until I'm getting really specific. Basic forms are a lot. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're doing drawing from imagination, I think you'll also know that it's more discovery, not drawing like what you see in your head. I have no clue, just made that up. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. He baited me with that left hand thing. Fantasia, the 1940s movie. Yeah, facts. Aphantasia, is that a Disney movie? Alright, let's eat this wrap and not have you guys do that. pen fell off of my Apple Pencil. Imagine learning to draw the skeleton from imagination. I hate the pelvis. Any tips? Yeah, they made us do that in my first semester at art school. We had to sit in a room for 3 hours and then draw the entire skeleton 3 times in 3 different poses from imagination before we were able to be let out. It was brutal, but definitely helpful for, like, once you do that, you're like, oh, okay, I can study anything. I don't know what kind of onesie situation I got going on here, but I don't think that's how suspenders work. People ask me what I see. I say I see it on paper. I'm not sure what I can see in my head. It's very meta. Not sure about the Aphantasia thing, but I think it's a genuine thing, but rare. Yeah, I don't doubt that it's like some people straight up. I know I don't have it because it's like, I mean, if they say like if you can imagine an apple in your head rotating, I can rotate something in my head, so I'm definitely not on the low visualization end, but I don't think it's super relevant to drawing from imagination because the way Zeph draws actually applies drawing from imagination is largely not drawing. It's not drawing from imagination. It's like a bad term for it. It's like constructing. It's constructing and then memorizing basic volumes. You don't have to store that image in your head to know how a block turns. So. Did you also get super humbled on your day one of your mentorship with Zeph? Absolutely. We went back to actual like perspective, like, brother, you don't know how to draw a box type shit. Hey, Clement. Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't like drawing on a tablet. I actually like, for some reason, the process I have does not work well on a tablet, and I don't know how to draw from imagination on a tablet. I really don't know why. It's weird. What does the cortisol meme mean? Because I keep seeing it like high cortisol activity. What is a high cortisol activity? He told me I need to teach you actual boxes. Yeah, he's told me that too. Yeah, I mean, most of us think we understand perspective when we don't. Okay, we drew a cowgirl here. What if we gave her a bunch of rope? Some rope. Bam. Should hold on to the rope. Holding on to some rope. Let's see if we can add a cow into this. Where should we add the cow? Let's just add it. No, I really don't know how to draw a good cow, so I'll just... Cows have um, bizarre anatomy. Like their hip bones are weird and very bulky. Their spine is super weird and bulky, so I'm just gonna try to guesstimate that. Hey, that's not bad. That is the back of a cow if I've ever seen one. I know you guys been searching them up, so you let me know. Freaks. Back of a baby cow, or they're far away, but you might be right. They're pretty close. I'm not gonna ask about today's shampoo. That's crazy. My Aphantasia is that I can see the full rendered image on the physical paper and just copy it. Not high or anything. It's real. That's crazy. What about poop is crazy?
Let's see if we can't add another. So the horizon line is somewhere eye level, I guess. So you're right, that is a baby ass cow. Let's see if we can't add another cow into the scene. Cow spines are weird and straight. I don't know why I'm dissing cows, but they're weird. I can't lie. Yeah, they're like very curved. And I don't know. I'm not trying to diss cows. They turn like that. They're big old heads too. So like this. Maybe that's too big. I forgot how the noses look, but I think they're big and like almost like cute. Very cute. Okay, that's throwing me off quite a bit. Kind of high. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. What does a cow nose look like, bro? Who knows? Who knows? That's good. This scene needs a steam train. You're gonna kill me, man. I'd like to practice running a steam train, actually. Let's see. The key is very simple shapes. Tom Fox drew someone riding a steam train recently. We'll try to use that as our reference guide. Interesting, steam trains have that cow thing, cow gutter or something, that thing, right? I eat too much candy, guys. It's really not good. I don't know what a train looks like, clearly. Oh, I think it has this. Thing is, I don't need to know what a train looks like. I just need to stop adding overcomplicated shapes. Come with a more fun shape design. If the horizon line's here, right around here, if the horizon line's around here, my ellipses need to go in this direction, right? My ellipses need to be like that. That's the minor axis. The major axis needs to be 90 degrees exactly. So my ellipses would be widest. I didn't realize that this light turned off a long time ago. Bam. Lights up the whole joint, doesn't it? Oh, the light broke recently, so now I have to not touch it. And you see, sorry for the flashbangs. Should I drink cow milk if I saw a cow? I think so. I think that's a good rule of life. What? What am I reading? Cow plow, that's it. Draw your feature wife for real. How do you learn to draw animal? What's the best resource you can find? Shoot, I don't know. I don't know how to draw. Like, actually, that's not actually that bad. I'm looking at it. I reference Kim Jung Gi a lot, learning the animals. The book I liked the most that I don't have, so I don't know why I like it so much, is Animal Drawing by Ken Hultgren. But honestly, I don't know. Drawing animals, I don't think there's a great resource for it. I don't know many people that teach it like, oh, Morpho for sure. I don't know where it is, but the Morpho books, those are good. What are you eating? I'm eating candy and a chicken wrap. Boy dinner type shit. I'm having lettuce right now. I'm having the most environmentally unfriendly candy. Oh god, I'm so trashy, bruh. Which is the the gummy for the burgers. This is stupid, dog. What am I doing? So but it's vegetables, guys. It's a lettuce. See, it's lettuce and cheese. So my mom says I should have more vegetables, so I'm doing it. No. Sorry, guys. This is trashy as hell. The Dollarama burgers are good. Colombia, Zeph Draws, you have the book from Michael Larissella about mammals. Yeah, that's it. That's the Morpho books we're talking about. It's healthy. What does a train look like? I don't even know. I do know there's trains. No, there's wheels. I do know the wheels have tracks. At the very least, I can draw the wheels. At the very least, I can add the I'm craving watching a movie soon. I haven't watched a good movie in a minute. I watched In the Mood for Love recently. That shit dookie, let's be real. That's not good. Let's be real, guys. Overrated. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. That shit's overrated. I know it's hyped up. I know it's Hong Kong cinema. It ain't all that. Do you ever fix your drawing with a reference just after guessing from imagination? Sometimes. Yeah, usually that's the case, but it's not like an immediate thing. It's like I'll draw this. Next time I look at suspenders or just general pants, I'll be like, how do I deal with this section? Same thing with the cow. It's like it's not immediate, but every time I draw something from imagination, it adds to the questions that I'm looking to answer in my reference drawing stage. How does a cow, what am I missing from this cow that's not making it? I think, so something I remember about animals and like the herbivore mammals is that I'm pretty sure the highest part of their head is this area, not the ear. So I think what I'm missing is just making this a peak. Because I know that about a goat. The goat's top of their head is like, actually, let me draw a goat here. A goat's top of the head is like this. The eyes are literally like here. And the head dips down like this. And the ears come out the middle like this. Right? The top part is like this. So I'm suspecting if it's true for a goat, it's true for a cow. You'd get canceled in Animal Farm if you said that. To a deep dive into animals, we can never take them seriously, but getting to that point soon. True, the cows, and maybe I could include horns if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. Actually, it wouldn't have horns. It's a female cow. I don't know. Don't cancel me. I don't know what their politics are, but can they have horns? I don't know. I know these guys can have horns. You know why? They often associated lambs and goats with like Satanism or something. Now I saw this on like a like a fact Instagram page about facts, but it's because goats tend to jump into fires. Goats jump into fires because if they have ticks on them, the ticks die or let go of the goat, let go of biting the goat if they're in a fire, if it's really hot. So goats are known to jump into fires. And seeing that, any God-fearing person is like, that is the incarnation of the devil. Let's be real. So then they got a reputation for like being Satan's little, which is a crazy animal. Imagine like the most evil thing you could think of, and their minion is a goat. I think that's pretty dope. Anyway, yeah. It's a pro tip: if you have ticks, jump in a fire. Okay, so we have a goat here. Why do I always forget how the noses are drawn? They have pretty normal, like, little beady noses, right? Oh, and they have eyes that are sideways. Or is that a frog? I don't know. That's pretty good. Okay, we kind of cooked it up later. The shape language fell off, but you know, I think we should come up with a better name for what Kim Jung Gi did. Drawing from imagination isn't accurate because he did draw from imagination, but I think that stepped on the territory of like concept artists. Concept artists also draw from imagination, and now when you say I want to draw from imagination, it's like, yeah, that's what concept artists have been doing for a long time. That's what designers do. That's what anybody who's ever made anything that's not already existing does. So that is one creepy goat, my bad. So what is it he's doing? I like freestyle drawing because I think it's more representative of what he actually did. Because if you compare it to other arts, let's say in rap existed for a long time, and there's a bunch of different types of rap. But who popularized freestyle rapping? I don't know. I don't know shit about rap history. Zeph draws out here. You gotta let me know. But for this analogy, let's say Juice WRLD. People know Juice WRLD's songs for off the top actual freestyle rap. I would say Kim Jung Gi created a new demographic of people who specifically want to learn freestyle drawing, which is drawing like you can sit anywhere and just create worlds on paper. That's a specific niche, but a targeted thing people want to learn. Obviously, to do that, you have to go through, like, if you're going to become a freestyle rapper, you have to learn how to write raps really well and write so many that they just, the default quality of your rapping is that high. But the point is, I think drawing for imagination is too, yeah, it's like jazz improv, for example. Yeah, it's like there's jazz, but then there's also improvisational jazz. I think people can, not all jazz is improvisational jazz as far as I know, which is very little. But yeah, I do find calling it drawing for imagination is sort of not the right way to call it. Direct drawing or freestyle drawing feels the best. And I'm saying it because there's a whole group of artists who want to just do that. It's like some people learn guitar and they just want to learn how to play guitar like in a way that isn't reading sheet music. It's just playing the guitar and using it as an instrument or freestyling with it. There's people who want to learn rap like that. There's people who want to draw like that, but we don't have a good name for it. I think it should be freestyle drawing. I don't think it's Aphantasia. Imagination isn't a style though, and concept artists and architects have been drawing from imagination for hundreds of years. Like, what is product design if not drawing from imagination? It's too broad. I saw a really good analysis of Kim Jung Gi's artwork today from, I forgot who it was on Instagram, but it was really cool. Mentioned that he draws on multiple different scales at once. So this is one scale. Well, these are all tiny animals for some reason, but like this is one scale, and we can include this in a whole different scale of, let's say, this train is going to be on a different length, which will really add some storytelling and dynamism to this scene. So I'm going to now continue this scene with, although this train is kind of cooked as an actual vehicle, but I'll just start sentences and see where they go. I don't finish them sometimes. My bad. This train's not even on the tracks. What am I doing, bro? This doesn't even follow the track. Cows' heads are huge, bro. They're massive. Like big old heads. Do not underestimate the size of a cow head. I've been rewatching Friends. Always spanks. Spanks. Why did I pick that word? Smacks.
Spanks. See you next time, Clement Pierre. I just googled. No way, it has a name. I thought I was insane. What? When you started drawing, did you just jump in without knowing how to draw most, if not all things, and figure out as you went? Yeah, I did not know how to draw. Yeah, for sure. I didn't know how to. Why the cow is only white? Hey, they can come in all colors. There could be a brown cow. We don't know. Could be a purple cow. Who knows? Y'all watch the Oscars? The Oscar nominations thing? Are there any takes I should know about? I did not watch them, but you know, I gotta be in. I gotta be hip with the youth and be locked in with the culture. So what are the good takes? Who should I have wanted to win? I did not watch a lot of 2026 movies. I cannot lie. I wanted to watch Sinners. I never did. Although I heard they swept, so maybe I should. Hello, Rap Dog. What advice do you have for motivation? Well, my resolution's 3K. How's the resolution on stream? Because it's saying I'm streaming in 4K, which that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Output. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't think I want to change my stream. Watch Sinners one bad after another. And I did watch Frankenstein. I did not watch Sinners or One Bad After Another, although my brother's been trying to get me to watch that for weeks. I'm sick and I'm coughing so much. Oh. What does Banana Friday mean? I don't know. Just got a text that said that. There's a tunnel.
Hmm. A true Toronto movie. One bad after another? Interesting. Oh, watch Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, a true Toronto movie. Oh. How do you learn what to leave out and what to leave in when trying to draw with pen? When drawing from observation to learn? I think you come to get a sense of what actually makes the thing look like the thing, and you have to know what a line represents. And if you don't know why you're putting a line down, it's probably not a good line. So when you become aware of the point of each line, it becomes fairly intuitive to know, is this indicating shadow? Is this separating a form from another? Or is this just useless information that the audience doesn't need to be burdened with? And if it's the last one, you don't draw it. That's not a drawn pig. That's not a well-drawn pig. I messed up. The proportion, the perspective should be like this, guys. Should have been like that. And I did a whole this type situation. We can fix that. We can. It just won't be. It might actually be the case that the head turns downwards. So I don't know. This is mega cope happening, but let's see what we can do. This perspective's gonna be wrong in a lot of regards, but we might be able to redeem it. be able to hide this all in the shadow. This is getting weirdly grotesque, my bad. That's not blood, that's your shadow. Oh, actually, wait a minute. We can redeem this. And instead of making this violent and have the pig being like butchered, we're gonna make the pig like we're just gonna give the pig an alcohol problem. Look at this. And now it's not that he's like getting butchered, it's that he got blasted or got wasted. And he's just on the he's on the chopping block, but to his wife, no longer to a butcher. He's in trouble because he said he'd take out the garbage and he did not. And now the contour lines out here gonna be big and we can also give him a nice t-shirt or a tank top here. He doesn't look tired enough though, so I'll make him look real wasted. Yeah. Now this is gonna be some sort of alcohol. It's no longer violent, it can be alcohol. What is this, bro? Book 'em boys, the punk's going downtown. Believe it or not, I use my own poop to draw in the bathroom walls. Yeah, mods, we can ban them now. Yo, I knew something great. I'm kidding, there's no mods. Yo, I knew something great would come from that. Awesome idea on how to make the storytelling what you want rather than going for the obvious fix of him being butchered. Hey, I like that. See, I need you guys to gas up my decision making as well, because I would have just been like, yeah, you know, I didn't. Low-key messed up. But there's always a solution. That's what makes drawing from imagination kind of fun, is that it's problem solving every time. It's something different. So the product matters less than the process. And Although I think it would be funny if this pig's wasted and he's looking and excuse me. Oh, he didn't see me draw the dude. Morning. Morning, Pops. Ah, yeah, it's what is it? What time is it? 9:30. Nice. Somewhat less graphical, yeah. Take a bite of this wrap. I like to imagine there still is a butcher whose job it is still to cook up this guy, but his job just got harder. Smooth stream. That's what my. I was trying to find a joke there. Take something you've never drawn before and draw it. I've never drawn a pig on a table. He looks like he's about to get a like chiropractic adjustment, not a. We got a pink screaming dragon in the chat. Love that. Very dragon themed comments recently. I'm gonna let that ponder. I'm gonna let that simmer. That deserves one of these. Love the cow. I do too. So these legs are gonna. Let's just say they hang off there. We don't need to give them too much thought. Do that again, please. Hey, we're getting hearts in the chat. Let's go. I'm gonna send a 100 in there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. This guy's baffled. Hmm. He looks pretty big. A little too big. Maybe I draw the hands first. Implement that Zeph draws technique, that Tom Fox draws tip. Let's do this. He's going to be measuring this cow. And he's going to be this pig. And he's going to be like, what? So he's going to be holding a tape measure, like that. And then that explains his baffled expression. He's like, egad. This is a prize-winning pig. It's just measuring its hind. This did not go as well as I planned. This is not very. The form on this is low-key not hitting, but win some, you lose some, you know. He still looks tiny. The hat's throwing me off. Everything's throwing me off with this dude. He susses me out a little bit. Just give him this nice shadow across his head. Yeah, I mean, that's alright, I guess. He can just hide his body. It doesn't look wrong, it just looks a little weird. Is the bear drunk? I'm sad that you think it's a bear, but you know, not a, I guess. It's supposed to be a pig. There's hooves, man. Are you still drawing comments? Yeah, in a video. Not going to be anytime soon. Although, you guys, I cannot lie. These are some, like, chat GPT ass prompts. I can't lie. Can't lie. I was expecting some more heat, you know. But. Sorry, my bad. You're good. Your art style is cool. Hi, thanks. Ooh, I just dumped sugar on my ground. Guys, today we have a new and we have another we have 6 fries. God, I will actually get diabetes, I swear. I eat way too much candy. Yum yum yum. I'm sick. My bad. Wow, that was loud. That was my jaw. I'm not breathing weird. I need a cough. I've been staying up till like 6 a.m. every night because I cannot stop coughing. Till 6 a.m., bro. It's cooked. I've tried sleeping in every position. What the hell is post-nasal drip, man? That's actually like if Chinese water torture, if your nose started doing Chinese water torture to your throat. That's what's happening. I post my art on Instagram as well. Not that much though. I'm off Instagram right now. I just doom scroll every time I get on it, so I don't like it. Mm. I don't know what these are. I tried to make them rocks, but they look too bulbous. But they kind of serve the purpose of adding depth. Don't know what they do, but don't know what they are, but they're providing the illusion. Wow, internal temperature too high. Oh, because it's shooting at 4K. Yeah, that stuff. Well, my camera's cooked. It's shooting at 4K, and it's like, holy, my friend, this is tough. Well, guys, we have no more camera, so. Frinky crazy road to Kim Jung Gi. Okay, well, question time, I guess, because my camera died. Fries are not good when they're cold. Why shave off your beautiful hair? Why not? Some of these comments are crazy. People are like, man, you shouldn't have shaved your head. Doesn't suit your face. I'm like, bro, you don't say that to a person. Bizarre. It's happening. I've gone to the amount of subscribers that when someone finds my channel, they act like I'm a YouTuber that owes them something instead of like still a person who just draws. When I had 5,000 subs, man, it was like, man, good on you for posting your art. This is awesome. Now it's like, why did you waste my time by posting a 1-minute video? I hate when YouTubers do this. And I'm like, damn. Like, you wouldn't say that to someone who was just like who was just making videos out of their room. But now, because I have a subscriber base, it changes it. People start saying stuff about your hairstyle, like that's a normal thing to say. Q&A time, I guess so. Until my camera wants to wake back up. I don't know if my chewing's allowed. How often do you draw from imagination? It depends. This week, like every once in a while, I don't know. I haven't been drawing that much recently. I did that. Oh, there's no camera, yeah. I forgot about that. I probably draw from imagination. Recently, maybe every other day. People really be caring about that haircut of a stranger on the internet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are you talking about, guys? This is crazy. Would you recommend the book Drawing from the Right Side of the Brain? Yeah, I mean, I recommend reading books. If you want to read it, read it. Do you have to read it? Depends on your goals. What's an adequate balance between drawing from pleasure and drawing for practice? Practice should be pleasurable. You'll start to, if you love the game, you would practice as much as you needed to, and it wouldn't feel like it sucks. Instead of finding Kim Jung Gi's pen, he found his barber. Down. You know, I've touched Kim Jung Gi's actual pen before, like the one he drew with. I was at the museum and I got to touch it. Lou too, I appreciate you downloading the book. How long should you practice? Although I will say, you got to read the first chapter because it says not to practice just the level 1 exercises. You have to practice all of them. Practicing, that's like, how long should I dribble before I try to play soccer? Bro, play soccer. If you want to play soccer, play soccer.
The new cut. I don't know. Why does anybody... there's no why to the haircut. I got a haircut because I wanted it. I mean, the real question is, why did I grow my hair out? Why did I... No one asks... That's interesting. No one asks, why did you get a perm or why did you grow your hair out? When you have long hair, no one's like, why is your hair long? Yet when you cut it, people ask why you cut it. Let that simmer. Wow, that's mean. I'm having a rough bending and twisting the basic form. Is there any advice you can give me? Confused about where to put my lines. Yeah, start. My baldness inspired you, don't lie. I remember. Yeah, I guess you did shave your head too, huh? Why did you shave your head, Viggy? Wait, let me flip that back on you. No one asks, why would you want to get more attractive? No. Interesting. You think the hair made me more attractive when it was longer? 500 USD bet with my friend? I didn't even get money for it. That's crazy. Did you get 500 USD? Wow. Keep it buzzed until October. Damn. I mean, that's an easy 500 right there. Get that bag, dude. Good use, good way to get money. Okay, so this camera's not turning back on. How are you doing today, my friend? I'm doing alright. I'm sick and I'm coughing and I'm probably not gonna be able to go to sleep. Hey, there he is. Because last 2 nights, apparently at night you get post-nasal drip, which is just your nose dropping mucus to your throat. Sorry for this being very graphic. And then it just tickles your throat and you have to cough. It's bizarre and it's silly. I don't like it. And I can't sleep because I'm just coughing my brains out. So that's that. Anyway. I can't believe you got $500 for shaving your head. I feel like I got scammed. My brother shaved his head and I just followed suit. It felt right. Going through a lot of changes and having hair. Well, it was getting to a point where I either had to get a haircut or a perm to make it like nicer or shave it. And I was like, you know what? So for context, people don't know, I've been bald like twice before. So this is my 3rd time shaving my head. So it was just like it was meant to happen again. Try to sleep with your pillow slightly elevated. Dude, I've tried everything. I've tried to sleep sitting up. Doesn't stop. I tried to sleep upside down. Didn't stop. I've tried every which way for a total of like 8 hours in the last 3 nights. It's just... The only thing that works is staying up till 5 until the worst of it's over and then just going to sleep after. Yeah, it's cooked. I'm telling you. Aw. I know I'm not doing good. I didn't get it yet. Gotta buzz it every 2 months until October, then I get it. Easy dub. I feel like I'm stuck in progress. Everything I draw sucks and I don't know what to do to improve. PP Sag. It's freezing, bro. Rub your scalp to sleep. It is pretty freeing. Y'all want to see the photo of me at like 15 with a bald head? I look like a Nepalese prisoner of war is what I was told, but now if that sounds offensive, it might have been, but my bad. I didn't know it would come out sounding offensive. All love to my Nepalese viewers. Let's see what we got here. Let's pull up bald photo number 1. It's got to be my favorites. I'd assume I favorited it. Yep, here we go. This is an unedited photo. This is real. It looks AI.
me. There he is. You see, it's the background that really makes it feel like rural. Yeah, so that's that. My girlfriend is Nepali. That's super offensive. Well, okay, ask her. Do I look like a prisoner of war? And listen, I didn't need to say Nepali. I could just say Korean. I don't know why I said Nepali. Okay, no, I'm saying what someone else told me. So I'm just passing the message on. You've been through some shit. I look like I've been like tortured for information, dude. Yeah, that's that. Would you recommend the ball? That's other questions I was getting was people commenting like, would you recommend? Like, I don't, dude. I barely teach art. I don't know. I don't know about hair recommendations. Recommend the bald? I don't know. I think. Do you want to be bald? It is freeing. So the reason I shaved my head the first time was because my I had a very I don't know what he would be, but he was very into Buddhism. He was my English teacher, and he was all about Buddhism. And he made every English text about becoming more enlightened as a Buddhist and leaving your material possessions. And his point was, hair is a form of conditioning. Our hair represents us, and if you want to be free of your worldly burdens, you must free yourself of any aesthetic burdens. And so he was like, you got to shave your head. Hair is a conditioning thing. And then so I shaved my head, and he was right. It does like free you. You know, if you're worried about how you look, shave your head. You can't worry as much anymore. Is the Jung Gi wisdom coming through the cut? It's getting covered up every day, but it was. My mom used to send me to a white barber because he was the cheapest. He had no idea how to cut black hair. Damn, they got you looking like a Timmy. Give you that Timmy cut. All right, let's lock in. We got this on again. I don't know when it's going to turn off again, so. Excuse me. Been missing your stream, Roger. What up? Yeah. I've been off my game recently, but I don't know what's going on with the. Oh, I didn't even zoom in. Facts, Akeem, you got that. I was thinking about cutting my hair because I didn't want it to control me or who I am. That's facts. I mean, that's like, you do that. That's a good reason. Cut your hair because you can, and it doesn't represent you. I knew I had to cut my hair when I was like, but nobody's gonna wanna watch my videos because they know I have long hair. I was like, my brother was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "You're right. That is actually such a lame reason." And so I had to do it. I gotta keep you guys on your toes. What am I drawing, bro? So this is another scene entirely. Uh-oh, monsters attacking that village. They're shooting it. But it's not affecting the monster at all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what are they gonna do? So this is out of perspective, and I don't like that. It's kind of bothering me low-key. Low-key bothering me, but what can you do, eh? I might be able to change this. Probably won't be able to, but it's just another scene. We're getting pretty good space, I can't lie. I'm surprised. I haven't drawn for a while. It's good to know that we're always getting a little bit better. The thing is, even if you're not drawing all the time, your design sense, everything's still incubating under there, you know? Time still passes. So trust that your brains actually do this insane. Thank you. I'm assuming it's in a good way, not like, dude, this is insane. You're not cooking. What's your drawing weakness? Girls. Thanks, Roger. You too. I don't know what this is, but it's going to be something architectural, I guess. Architectural stuff, especially just like um, organic stuff, is just contour lines along the horizon line, like in perspective. If you can draw contour lines in perspective, you got this on lock. I don't know what that is, but if you mean I got time, then I'll be millionaire. Okay, well, I don't know too much about what this is all about, but I want to apologize once again for my Nepalese prisoner of war comment. I take it back. Korean prisoner of war. I'm aware of the ills of my comments, and I do not. I regret it. I regret it. Please don't cancel me. Ah, thanks, Biggie. Why am I holding my pen like this? What's wrong with the way I'm holding? Was I holding it like this again? I was holding it like this, no? Alright, I don't know what this is, but I'm almost done. I don't know how long I'm streaming for or what even the goal here is, but I'm just drawing. I just haven't drawn in a long time, so I'm just having fun with it. Listen to good music. What's not to like? I mean, drawing is just vibe. Recently, I've been wondering, like what am I doing? Like, what am I? I still don't know if drawing or art is the thing I love. But I think I'm just tripping. Because then I sometimes go, oh yeah, I do like this. I think recently I've been having like mentality problems about art, like a lot of people obviously do. And also being, I don't know, I feel like being young, you don't know. I'm hoping that when I get older, I'm hoping that like the overthinking is a symptom of being just in your early 20s. I suspect it is. Because I hope I don't feel like confused my whole life. Because that would be, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. You could be actively like drafted to the military. But, what am I saying? I'm saying sometimes I don't even know if drawing is going to be my thing. But then it's like, well, if it's not this, what else is it going to be? Because in this economy, bro, you gotta lock in if you're gonna be able to buy a house at some point. So even if drawing isn't my thing, it's like maybe you just take what you get. I don't know. This comes off very champagne problems, but I don't know. We got any 20-year-olds in the chat? What age demographic? Can the 30-year-olds tell me if overthinking in your 20s is just a symptom of your 20s, or if you're just like no, that's what I'm saying. Like I crab duck, you make a good point. But it's like, well, recently I haven't been drawing a lot. So maybe I think I'm just feeling like, I think what I'm feeling is either burnout or some like careerifying of drawing, where now I'm drawing more thinking about what video to make. And then it's a very classic, like I've watched, like you watch a lot of YouTubers, they'll eventually say they started worrying about the algorithm more and more and then took away from their art, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not going to happen to me. No, of course not. And then it happens to you and you're like, I think what's happening is I'm worrying about teaching a class, and then I'm starting to really think, do I have anything, like, that's weird. You guys, I'm not going to make you my therapist, but late 20s when my brain settled a bit, night and day. Okay. good to know, because I don't know. In the young 20s, it's like you don't know enough to know that anything you think is true. Your vibe is immaculate. Is there any other? Well, I appreciate you saying that in the depths of my rant. Like, I was like, this is either going to be very. Some people are going to be like, bro, who the hell? What are you talking about? Or, like, compliment fishing weirdly. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But any other YouTubers who are similar to you in terms of vibe? I have no clue. I have no clue. You should watch The Outdoor Boys. I don't know. I've been liking those guys. Okay. I understand what you feel. I'm 29. And I still overthink a lot. What I realize is that as you get older, you understand better your place in the world and skill set you have to contribute to people. Is too about art. Art is just the tool to communicate something about life that you understand. Yeah, I think sometimes please stop spamming. Berber Patapim. I don't even know what you're talking about. Alright. My King Blizzard. I'm gonna have to mute you if you keep doing that. Yeah. I'm gonna time you out for 10 minutes. That's been I forget that it's like I don't have to box myself into drawing something specific. Drawing is just a tool. It's like, God, I spent 10 years getting really good at learning Korean. Oh no. What am I going to do? Bro, you have it. Do something, do whatever you want with it. Like, I can communicate visually now. I don't need to go, oh man, like, I've applied this to drawing, to thinking and explaining ideas, and like anything you want to create, you can work with when it comes to drawing like this. So yeah, I think part of my doubts of like, what am I going to do? Truth is, I didn't want to really be an artist when I was growing up. I always wanted to either be an artist, an actor, or like a author. And so what I mean when I say like, is this what I want to do, is I've always wanted to do something in person. Like I've done like 7 musicals as a kid. I like being on stage. I guess YouTube is somewhat like that, but right now I'm not talking to people. I'm talking to a camera and comments, and it's like I like being around people, and recently I've spent about a year doing YouTube, and it's like most of my time is spent, this is socializing for me. Most of my time is spent alone in a room. It can be quite like lonely. So I'm like, I wonder if like, I assume stuff's gonna develop and blah, blah, blah. I'm just curious. I'm like, is this what I do now, or is this sort of a step to something else? I have no clue. Peter Han is like Master Oogway. Who's Poe? Master Oogway had it on lock. He was the only person not trying to change Poe. Alright, well that's a drawing. Let's draw some other stuff. We'll draw some horses. There's one left. Actor artist pipeline is real. Actor artist? I'm trying to go artist actor, bruh. Try to get on the silver screen. Sorry, I don't know what the hell that was. Damn, I don't like that at all. What did I'd never do jazz hands. If you can help it. Oh, Tralaleo. Oh, it was Italian brain rot. Okay. Hi, Broken Jaw. Do you remember me? What are you doing today? Art by Kaushik, India. I remember the username, but I don't remember the context in which we talked. I'm sorry. I live the same way. It's actually how society came to be in the modern world. I have to work very hard to put myself in the real world and interact with people. Yeah, it's weird. If you don't try to, you could just not exist in the real world anymore, which is bizarre and yeah, it's just bizarre. It's bizarre and low key, I do feel like they should be suing Meta. So before you can draw a good horse, you have to draw bad horses. So let's just be okay with drawing bad horses first, and then we'll figure out how to make them good horses. So something we do want to keep is this cast shadow area. The legs go in. What are your goals for next year? Keep it pushing, you know? I don't know. What are my goals? Spend more time with my family. My parents don't live where I live, so, and I'm quite happy when I'm around them, so I would like to make it possible for them to be around me. I guess my goal is to teach class more regularly, get better at drawing, be able to make enough money to buy a house that my parents would be able to live near me with. That'd be cool. That's not a next year goal, that's a life goal, I guess. But this horse is looking weird. You said you're gonna draw everything for the comment. Not everything. There's 1,200 comments on it. But I'm gonna draw the top comments. And the things that seem interesting. Although I was saying the comments are, someone literally used ChatGPT to write a comment, but the other ones are, it's like if it feels like fourth graders who aren't allowed to like swear, so they're coming up with like, it's like their comments are way more mild than I thought they'd be. It's like, draw a hot dog but chasing a monkey, and you're like, huh, these are some random, I don't know, just felt funny. Oh man, my horse isn't long enough. Don't you hate when that happens? When your horse is too short? Yes, it's important to me. That is cooked. I can't lie. Oh, you practice so many horses and yet you still don't know how to draw horses. Very weird. It's normal. It's just you're not gonna know until you do a bunch of them. You can simplify. Yeah, that looks more like a simplification. Look at that, simple. Boom. Oh, here we go. The good news is once you can draw horses, you can draw most other mammals. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I am drawing from imagination. If I drew this from a reference, I should delete my channel. I have no clue what weight paper I use. Poco Locors. Are you not giving art advice or tips this stream? Kind of, but there's some questions that I can't explain easily, or yeah, I answer the questions I feel like answering, but specifically like when it comes to perspective questions, most of the time the truth is the questions don't make that much. They're like hard to answer. So, for example, how do you rotate objects in 5-point perspective? Like I don't even know. I don't do that. Or it's the same as how you rotate objects in 1-point perspective. So it's just a confusing question. It's not like the easiest to work with. So I just, if there's like a straightforward question, I can usually demonstrate. But if I just don't feel like it, I'm not. I asked about bending and twisting the basic forms. Yeah, I mean I have. Again, the confusion is I don't know what you don't know about bending and twisting forms because I've talked about them before. So what specifically do you what are you struggling with specifically? I'm stimming. Yeah, I mean the truth is most questions are just, well, you have to do it more, but I mean if there's a specific question I can answer that I can see like how I can answer, but generally the questions just throw me off a little bit low key. Hey Cade. Hey, how long are you gonna work? How long do you want to work? Do you want to watch something later? Cool. I'm just shower. You're gonna shower and then hit the gym again. What are you talking about? Okay. Hmm. Okay. Cool. How long? Whenever. You're happy to keep working though? I bet. Oh, I did on stream. Oh my god, sorry. I'm trying not to cough. I failed. Dude, you really pull this look off with the buzz cut and goatee. Well, that's what I'm trying to see. Why can't more people comment like that? Hmm? Everybody's out here telling me not to cut my hair. Crab Doc is onto something. This is why, like, people mentor and I mentor, but it's somewhat a scam because it's like, what we're really being is trainers, not teachers. Mentoring is the same as being a gym trainer. Bro, you and I both know if you want to get big at the gym, just push the weights, dude. It's not, why are we overcomplicating this? Push it. Push the weights. But then you hire gym trainers because you know you need to push the weights, but it's Wednesday night and you're tired and you don't want to go to the gym. You paid a dude to show up and say, yo, buddy, get your ass over here. That's what mentoring is. It's like, I get in a class for 8 weeks. It's me telling you to do what I've told you to do in videos. And you just pay me money to do that. And then that's pretty much it, low key. I mean, that's what you're getting mentored. That's what every mentorship for me has been. They're great, but it's like people just tell you to do what you already know you got to do. It's just more volume. Just do it right. Of course, there's specific things they can correct about your work and help you with, but it's all downstream of straight up just doing the work, man. Anyway, you answered the question to my question of your question, so let me see. I'm struggling with where to place my lines to make the form look believably bent. Believably bent. I'm struggling with where to, let's see. That's what we're going to do. Bending a form. That's overlap. I think you're struggling with overlap. If you're, the solution that you're looking for is to do it more, or to get specific advice on it, by the way, because I can tell you how to think about it, but I can't see your work. So start with the two planes that you want to bend, right? One is going, let's say, this direction. The other is going that direction, right? Now that those two are going that direction, your form has to accommodate for this. So what's going to happen is the middle section is going to, there's always going to be a compression side. Let me zoom in on this. I'll answer some questions while I'm on this. It's overlap. Hell yeah, let's go. So if you guys have questions, just toss them in here. Let's do some lessons. Compression and stretch. So anytime you're doing a bend, you're going to have a compression side and a stretch side. The compression side, you're taking more material than was previously there. Let's take this. So you have this. When you bend it inward, just twist this up. Wait, let me see what I can do about this. Let's do an impromptu demo here. Boom, and bend it this way. No, that's confusing. So when you bend this, you're going to have an overlap side or a compression side right here and a stretch side on the other side here. The stretch side has two areas coming together, and of course what you're going to get is that fold down the middle, whereas the stretch side stretches out so you don't get a fold. So what you have to do is decide, well, which fold goes over which. That depends on the nature, that depends on your choice. It just affects things. So let me draw the same, I'll draw the same interaction, but so let's see, we have this and we have this, and we'll do it again. Overlap determines the information that the viewer gets. If you take one side and go, when you put your overlap going, the front form overlaps the bottom form like this, that tells us that this form is the dom, all right? It's the dominant form. It's dominant or in front, right? Or practically closer. That tells us this is closer if the overlap, if the contour of this form is replicated. Whereas over here, if the form looked like this, what does that mean? That means this, I guess it's not closer, forget that. This is still just as close, but this is dominant. That means that this volume is pushing over into that volume space. So, dom. So, being aware of this makes a difference when you apply it to, for example, here, you see? That's exactly the interaction we showed here. What we're showing here is that the tricep dominates the forearm here. That tells us a lot about the camera angle, about the anatomy, but we can do the same drawing and just change that relationship, whereas now instead of having this line overlap the forearm, we're going to have the forearm overlap that line. And look what's happened. It is no longer a top-down view of the arm. It is a view where we see the forearm overlap the tricep and the bicep, which means that we're now in a viewpoint like this. So one line choice has fundamentally changed the perspective of our scene and turned the camera from above the head to around the chest level. So be very aware when you're creating these subtle lines. You're suggesting a hierarchy of space and form every time you put a line down. So that all is relevant when you're doing your folds and stuff. So beware. Baseball glove dabbing in a goodbye, Jelly You. Thank you for coming. What is that? Is it a pug? Drop the pug. Yeah. Let me send you one back. Let's do, what's the vibe? I know the perfect one. Okay, there's no red panda, so it's just a regular panda. Gotta hit RuneScape A. See ya, Roger. Enjoy. Does the same thing apply to twists? Twists are lame. I hate twists, but twists, if you want to practice twists, you draw the top plane first, and then you draw the bottom plane, and all you're doing is connecting them. So you have this line, that's corner, move it to another corner. That corner goes to there. That corner, the back corners don't matter as much. But once you have that, you just decide sort of the thick consistency of the fold. Is it a thin fold? Is it a thick fold? These also matter to drawing clothes, but you'll also have a compression point and then a stretch point. And so, you see, a twist is quite it's dictated by just drawing lines from the points that the object used to be. YouTube, what are these emojis? Yeah, they're pretty dookie, can't lie. Now every day I want you just a little more. Can you teach me how the back twists and stuff in motion, like throwing overhand? I don't know about this, but I am interested in drawing the back, so I'll draw the back more. Let me see, I'm trying not to waste pages here, but I guess for you guys. Yeah, always think about stretch and compression points. Let's see. I'm going to draw until my camera dies again. Okay, so the back. I don't know much about the back, so you and I will practice together. So let's see. So can you teach me about how the back twists and stuff? Yeah, what I'd practice first is always try to draw your hip base as a box, because the torso fits pretty neatly into this box. Once you have this, this is how your torso fits into this. And then I'm gonna draw a rib cage as another box that's twisting, because we've practiced these twists just now. Now, it's pretty small, but I'm gonna imagine that it's bigger as I draw it. But it gives me a good base to start working from. Now I know I'm about to cop out and just draw a complex thing without explaining it, but sorry, I'm gonna do that. I'm drawing the back for my own sake. This is not an explanation of anything. I'm just trying to understand how the back works. The back's hard because you're working with a lot of moving parts, like the scapula moves. You're drawing the what's that called? The trapezius muscle, the shoulder. Everything needs to be subtle and like I should have moved that hand a bit higher up rather than being straight out, but yeah, the back's probably the hardest upper body thing to practice. I will say just try to draw it all the time, and for anatomy I found drawing it from imagination has been really helpful to cement your knowledge of it. I'm going to make a video about my college practice. It was crazy. They made you do some things that are like criminal. Not really, but yeah, learning every surface muscle and name and bone is not a bad thing. Yeah, rhomboids, I still don't even know what a rhomboid is, but I know it's this like weird scapula muscle. It's weird. There's a lot of stuff. The one super useful tips I learned from school, I'm going to make a video about it. One of them is every single muscle only has one function, man. Only does one thing. So you can pretty much intuit what it is when you use it and you go, why is my lat flexing right now? If my lat's flexing and I'm moving my hand up, something must be happening. And you can feel where it connects to and sort of reverse engineer why your anatomy does certain things, which is useful when you're trying to imagine it. I'm drawing quite rough, but let's see if I can't get I gotta be a bit cleaner on this, but how do you understand the form of the body better? I'm having trouble with that. You study it, try to deconstruct it. I don't know. That's one of those hard questions to answer. I feel like I've answered that to the best of my ability before. I don't know. How do you understand the form of the body better? I try to break it down into simple shapes, enough to digest it, and then constantly trying to complicate it a bit more to the extent of my ability. If you stay at the simple stage, you're never really actually drawing the body. If you are way too complicated, you're never understanding the body. So you got to navigate that space in between, constantly trying to make it a bit more complicated as possible, as you can understand it, while no more, while simple enough that you can digest. But it's just something that I learned is that it's not that you're not doing it right. It's just that it takes literal years. Like, I took a class with Michael Hampton 4 years ago and I didn't understand anything. And then 4 years later, I'm understanding what he's talking about. Because your brain, it's like comprehension. When you were in grade 2, you couldn't read grade 6 books. It's not that grade 6 books are innately hard. I don't think Percy Jackson is like difficult for an adult, but it's difficult when you're 6 years old. And so we're basically, the comprehension, visual comprehension is the same as like literary comprehension. If you've only done it for 2 years, how do you expect to actually understand how to represent the human body? You can, it will just take a long time. Yeah, like it takes 10 years to practice a concept. And I've been trying to understand the human body now for probably 10 years. If you guys go back to my early Instagram drawings, that was like 7, 8, 9 years ago now. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, and I was still trying, and I was taking classes, and I was like, what the hell? Why is this so complicated? Because it is. It's just complicated. It's like, there's just no getting around that. I think people think they're doing it wrong, or I make YouTube videos saying you're studying wrong, but it's just part of the learning process. There's like no way around. I'm not going to tell you something that you're going to be like, oh, so that's how you draw the latissimus dorsi. Like, you just need to try it. Like, I can't even do it well, relative to actual like professionals. So I'm trying just the same, and I don't know why I can't, because I've seen it done so many times, but the answer is because I haven't done it enough. But every time, the fun is in seeing the improvement. Every time you try more and more and you're getting a little bit more comfortable. But studying anatomy is a huge part. Like, actual studying right is studying muscle insertions, studying the actual, like, I've looked at like medical books and studied for upwards of 50 to 100 hours of just looking at the medical books and studying the muscle insertions and understanding how the bones and the muscles connect. That is a huge, undeniable part of learning anatomy. If you want to understand anatomy, basic forms aren't going to get you there. Understanding muscle insertions, that was something I had to realize only because that's how it was taught in my university. That's probably the best. I learned the most in my first term of university because they covered anatomy immediately. They covered the bones immediately. This is the same program. Domi Shi, Koteri Inc., Amy Thompson, all those people went through it, and they They are amazing. Domishi directed Turning Red. These guys know what they're talking about. Koteri Inc. Amazing artist as well. Y'all want to see something? I didn't study bark plates. Oh, I didn't do classic illustration techniques. I think those are more like yeah, you understand things, but you're also practicing rendering techniques, and I don't care about the realism. Animation was never animation. If you practice bark plates, you're not studying like an animator, because it's just not conducive to drawing quickly. As little as I understand, the only time I've ever heard the term bark plate is from Jake Don't Draw. So this was my high school. This is my college. I'll show you my college anatomy art. This is goofy as hell. I submitted this last minute. We had to make a thing called a bone portfolio. Most artists went for something a bit more artistic. I went for spoken word. Here we go. Oh, I got a beat going. What is a skull? A collection of poems. I'm about to put on a beat. Jamie, can we get a 76 BPM beat on here? Drop date. Okay. What is a skull? A collection of poems by Tieran Holtap. Boom. Oh, my bad. So we had to draw a bunch of drawings. So this. What is a skull? A pressing thought on which I mull. Nasal, frontal, occipital is half the answer, not the full, which tells me not. What is a skull? The cranial mass which holds the brain, the ethmoid bone, like window panes. They hold the eyes, each side the same, called orbital bones by another name. To pass the class, I must maintain a rhyming scheme that can explain the intricate details of human anatomy. If I give up, I'll be failed, and Mark will be mad at me. Mark was the name of our teacher. Prepare to be confronted with the shape of this anatomy, which dares to bear the brunt of all the weight that you've been adding. See? The ischium and ilium you lean on when you poo, but the sacrum keeps you upright when you stand up and you're through. So we had this is fucking, oh my bad, this is cooked. The pot's simmering with this one. So we had to draw, like, these are terrible drawings. I mean, they're not terrible, they're fine, but like they're pretty cooked. We had to do all these like views of the, like, that was really hard. The pelvis, that was not fun. But I'm going to read you guys. I'm proud of the wordplay, I can't lie. You dropped this king, the crown. Now, why, oh why, you ask, is this thing such a funny shape? Because the tailbone, or the coccyx, is really 4 fused vertebrae. And I could rhyme about this bone all day, but we must wrap up this book today. Now let's proceed up north to see what keeps our range of motion free. Presenting the pelvis. What can I say about the scapula? Not much, but they grant you a wide range of motion, the choice to close your arms or instead to spread them open. They can move like this, across your back, to new places, to grab a snack, to shrug for you when you can't decide, or raise your hand when you're called in line. Many more could come to mind, but I'm finished with my little rhymes. That is, until we reach the spine. With okay. With 24 total, your thoracic take up half. By the way, that's 12 if you can't do the math. These puzzle piece bones can turn and interlock to protect your spinal nerves on their way up to the top. It's the cervical bones that hold up your dome. They each have a number. They're not just called bones. C1 and C2 labeled atlas and axis. Help your head turn. Go on, put in the practice. Now down under we have the lumbar. You can't
Now down under, you have the lumbar. You can't imagine the pressure these 5 bones are under. Day in and day out, these artists sit and they draw. The fact they're still intact is frankly just an awe. A slip disc could hit with just a flip of a switch, but a quick fix is sit with your tips tilted forward a bit. Not bad. The working artist thinks he's fine to draw through every tick of time. I'm good to proceed, says the hand to his mind, but befell to fatigue was his poor little spine. 33 vertebrae that fuse and then go away to become 24. What a shock, you say? Your jaw to the floor. Didn't you know that? Well, now you know more. But here are some more facts. Attached to the tracks that make the spine, a dozen ribs all curve in line, 7 of which are labeled are true, while 3 attached, which leave us 2. This goes hard on mute. You're right. I'll keep it pushing. Let me find the best part. Let me find it. Listen, you guys don't appreciate this is like Kendrick level raps, all right? Let's see. The good thing here is that it's all true. Anatomy fanatics out here know that I haven't lied yet. Let's see. I even gave a back to this book. A riveting account. Anyway, well let's see. Let me give you one last one. After a tour of the toes and the hips, we've reached our last ironic leg of the trip. See his wordplay? There's levels to this. Look how the femur curves inward and dips, while the forearm can pivot but also can twist. The fibula and tibia, consider them a team, like the radius and ulna, but for hands that flip and clean. That's kind of weak, I can't lie. In supination, bones will cross and palms will touch the sky. But you do what's called pronation when your arms are by your side. I hope you found these poems I write to be a pleasant time, because words that sound like vertebrae are really hard to rhyme. Well, that's that, guys. So I don't think cartoon school is even real, because I don't know what that's John Smith. I wrote that. That's a masterwork right there. Anyway, let's go back to drawing. Just so you guys know, I could have had a career in slam poetry. Let that simmer. Supination is when they're not crossed. You are right. Did I say it's when they're crossed? Oh shoot. Maybe that's why I didn't even score very good on that. I don't think he appreciated that. That was actually low-key a good review on anatomy. I'm going to implement some of the things that I looked at. Pronator terrace. You mentioned that bark drawing is too slow for animation, but will you say direct drawing is also slow for animation? Yeah, it was in the context that someone asked, did I practice bark drawing at school? Or like while I was talking about school, but bark drawing wasn't mentioned at my school because that's more illustrative. In animation, they're not teaching like how to deeply study something. In animation, we don't do drawings more than 10-minute drawings, if that. Croquis drawing term. Croquis drawing that they say in Korea is just life drawing. Croquis drawing is just life drawing. It's a French term for life drawing, as far as I know. So it's croquis as in CROQUIS.
The arm is so bothersome because it stops me. I'm trying to understand how to draw the body without the arm involved, because the arm just blocks the view. I should probably draw on stream more because I want to draw anymore. I don't think you really need to dive deep beyond drawing the basic shapes. Depends on your goals. What is the Imagination Bootcamp? I'm doing my first workshop slash. Is this a stream where you draw femboys? No, that's next stream. That's for the only fans. Group of boots at a camp. All right, you're doing too much. No. The Drawing for Imagination Bootcamp is an upcoming 8-week class with 20 students only. It's a paid class where I take you guys through the through 8 weeks worth of lessons, homework, and projects so that you can learn how to draw from your imagination. I'll show you the curriculum. I'll cover week 1 is perspective and the logic of space. You'll be able to draw. You'll be able to understand perspective by the end of it. Understand why things move like this. Why 5-point perspective is the way we see. Week 2 is reference deconstruction for hard surface objects. You'll learn vehicles. You'll learn how to measure perspective objectively. You'll learn how to rotate. You'll learn how to distort and diminish forms and perspective. Week 3, you'll learn mannequinization, applying the forms into something that's more humanoid, and you'll learn how to draw faces from like the Kim Jung Gi method kind of. Week 4 is going to be organic form and volumes, where you're going to learn how to think about things that aren't so clear. Week 5 is clothing and costume, using organic forms to draw clothes on your characters, how to study things softer. Week 6 is lighting and value. I didn't fill this out yet. Week 7 is texture, and week 8 is camera and story. You're basically going to get all the 25 exercises I've talked about in an order that feels more intuitive, and I'll explain everything, every choice I make in everything I draw, from understanding how to study pigs to understanding how to render volumes, understanding what separates one texture from another. Yeah, it'll just be an overall bootcamp, 8-week class. If you want to sign up for that, only 20 people are going to be in it. It's going to be a paid class. Expect to do about 10 to 12 hours of homework every week. It's going to go from mid-May to July. And currently we have about 400 people waiting on the wait list. So we're only taking 20. So make sure you join that if you even want to get a chance. And then when the wait lists turn into a pre-order shop, then make sure you get that. Infraclavicular, what the hell? Cobra, are these real muscles? I'm not drawing femboys on stream. I don't know, what is a femboy? Isn't a femboy just still a boy? I don't understand. What does a femboy look like? Am I supposed to come up with that? I don't know. What is this comment section? You guys are throwing me off. Femboy looks like you, damn. Hey, that's alright. I ain't no problem with that. Then in that case, I think femboys are baddies. Don't clip that. A feminine man. Interesting. So it's a spectrum, really. Oh, the pit between the trap and the clavicle. Yeah, this thing. Oh, this thing right here. Can we get some hands? Supraclavicular fossa. Yeah, that's true. It is a fossa. It ain't the muscle. I do know what fossa means. Yeah, this thing. Like, get that hole in there. I mean, draw hands. I could try. What is this song? This bangs. Damn. Damn. Are y'all still talking about? Are you still talking about muscles and bones? Sternocleidomastoid is a crazy name. Do I think Kim Jung Gi had a prime over the years, or was it a constant upward slope? I like his like 2011 era. I think that's a sleeper pick. I think it's very easy to like his brushwork, but 2011 is like, I mean, he was always fantastic. I think he always learned more. It's just like, frankly, almost like we can't understand what he's learning. When he talks about the issues he has, it's like problems we'll never get to. So he definitely would say he had a lot to learn, which he always did say. So I don't know what that pose is. That doesn't make any sense, and it's probably not realistic, but we'll try more hands. Good actually of me to practice hands. Thanks for the suggestion. Probably limiting me in my art a lot, not being able to draw expressive hands. It's not an easy thing to draw. Weird digits that we have. Ah. External auditory. What are we talking about here? Bro can draw. Huh? Stop talking about fucking anatomy. Yeah, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Buccinator. Adductor longus. Mentalis. Rectors. Femoris. Depressor anguli oris. Antiradius. Hand and wand. Temporoperiative. Bro, genuinely, y'all are wild. Y'all are weird. It's pretty late. I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I didn't realize how late it was. I'm gonna call it. I'll keep drawing off stream, but low key, I'm gonna watch Friends and talk to my brother now. No, my name's not Broken. That's lame and weirdly. I'm emo. My name's Broken. Sorry for that. Wow. I do feel free with a shaved head now. A big issue in my life has been people thinking I'm really nice because I look like that's what I get from like I've been a teacher's kid my whole life and I always looked super sweet. And it's not that I don't like looking sweet. It's just that I feel trapped in being a person who is like
really, really nice, and that makes me feel trapped and like weird. So when I shave my head, nobody thinks I look nice anymore. People think I look like I would insult them for like no reason. So it's nice because I'm just as nice, but now without the expectation. So pretty nice. You didn't even capitalize the K. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, I spelt it broken. If I wanted people to say Brokandra, I'd say Broken. It's just a cool name, Broken Draw. It's pretty dope. I genuinely enjoyed your stream. Have a good night, yo. Broken actually. Brad Pitt got horse massacre. That's true. He got that chiseled cheeks. Broken Draw. All right, guys. Well, I'm yapping at this point. 3 hours stream. Not bad. I thought it was only 3 hours, huh? Anyway, love y'all. Thanks for watching. Y'all are chill. Thanks. Thanks for watching the stream. You guys are cool. Tune in if you guys want to join the workshop. Then check link in the description. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. New video. I'm trying to get one video every week, by the way, guys. It'll be less tutorial heavy and more just making shit. I don't know. Cheers. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming, and I will see you in the next